everyone. So today we'll be describing about the heterotrophic nutrition, the next part of it, that is the holozoic nutrition in case of human beings, the Homo sapiens. Let's start. I'll make the diagram so that you can also know how the formation of the diagram will be there and how every labeling is important in this particular digestion process. Here, in case of a nutrition in human beings, there are various sets of enzyme required. Till now, what we said that digestion is occurring with the help of enzymes. But in case of human beings, we'll be discussing about every kind of enzyme which is responsible for the digestion of the carbohydrate, for the digestion of the proteins, for the digestion of the fat molecule. So, here what I draw is the human digestive system. The human digestive system, if I start off, there is, for a digestive system, the first requisite is, it always starts with the mouth and ends with the anus. The main, you can say, labeling of the digestive system here include the two things. One is mouth and another one is the anus. So, the first marking I'll do is mouth. Mouth, it is a orifice from where the food will be ingested. Okay. Now, there are several set of glands which are responsible for the release of the enzymes. And these particular glands are termed as the salivary glands. So, whatever these three pair of glands I am showing you, this one, and this one. These three glands are termed as salivary glands. These are the salivary glands. The function of the salivary glands is to secrete the saliva. But this saliva is not just a saliva. It is a mixture of various substances all together which are aiding in the digestion process. So, we'll see it. Then the orifice over here, which is a place from where the food is going to enter. So, if I talk of this particular point from where the food is going to enter into this particular point is known as pharynx. This is again an interesting, junction. This is a junction, if I talk of, it is like this. A junction, meeting junction for a mouth, meeting junction of a nose, meeting junction of an ear. So, this is, you can say, a throat area. This throat area, if you talk of, is splitted up into two pipes or two systems. The one is the digestive and another one is the respiratory. The digestive and the respiratory. So, if I talk of the pipe coming here, so you have these two pipes. The one which is in the front is actually a respiratory tube, the trachea, and at the back is the digestive tube. So, this pharynx will lead to a tube-like structure, and this tube-like structure is known as, very good, it's an esophagus, which is also known as, very good, food pipe. Food pipe. Now, this esophagus further leads to a C-shaped structure. The C-shaped structure is known as stomach. This is a stomach. The stomach is further now divided. Means it is just moving downward with a tube, but the stomach is actually guarded by the two doors. And these two doors are termed as the sphincters. They are known as sphincters. The upper one is known as gastroesophageal sphincter. See, it's very simple. Gastro means gastric, means stomach. Esophageal means esophagus. So, gastroesophageal sphincter. And the downward, which is present over here, it is known as pyloric sphincter. So, this is a pyloric sphincter. Now, what is the function of this sphincter? What is the function of a door which is present in your house? क्या करते हैं उस door से? That door regulates the entry and exit of the persons. Similarly, these sphincters, they are regulating whatever is going inside or whenever the process which is taking place inside the stomach. It should not lead that particular content to go downward unless and until that step has been completed. So, the stomach carries out the process and now these two are the doors which are regulating it so that the content should not go up or it should not come down. What if this particular sphincter opens up? The content will move out and that is termed as vomiting. So, vomiting is all due to this. The opening up of the gastroesophageal sphincter and the acidity or anxiety or whatever the first thing has been entered into the stomach and needs to be expelled out. Now, here this particular stomach now leads to a structure. This is a J-shaped structure which now leads to a very important part of this particular digestive system and this is known as pancreas. This is pancreas. This pancreas, if you can see, is connected to this particular tube as well as it is connected to a structure over here. And this structure is, you can see, I am making a structure. Can you name it? Yes, it is liver. So, here, this particular part of a digestive system is very important. It is going to have the secretion of this particular structure, that is liver also, and it is going to have the secretion of the pancreas also. So, after this pancreas and the liver, if they have poured out this secretion, it is going to in this particular pipe, and this particular closed structure is known as small intestine. Now, the small intestine is actually divided into three parts. First, I make of this particular digestive system, the ending of it, so that you will be knowing how this small intestine is divided. Okay, so this part of the small intestine is known as duodenum. It's a small intestine, but the first part is known as duodenum. Now this duodenum is further coiled up, further lined up here. I'm just coiling it up. You can see the various coil. It's around 6 meters in an adult. The total length of this digestive system in case of human being is around 9 meters and up to 6 meters it is small intestine. Then how come it's small intestine? It is all because the diameter of this particular intestine is small and that is why it is small intestine. And here you can see this wavy structure. This is the large intestine. The first part of the small intestine is duodenum. The second part is the jejunum. The third part is the ileum. So the small intestine comprises of duodenum, jejunum and ileum. So I just write SI and we'll conclude here. Here SI means small intestine. Similarly, if you can see, the small intestine is joining here into the large intestine. And there is a comma-shaped structure present here, and this comma-shaped structure is known as appendix. It is vermiform appendix. The content of the small intestine which were not absorbed will be moving into this large intestine, and the one here, the large intestine, here I am showing with the dot, since it is going up. So large intestine is again divided into three parts. It is known as ascending colon. Here Li refers to the large intestine. The ascending colon means moving up. Then it is the transverse colon. Then it is the downward coming. So what would be its name? Yes, it is the descending colon. And finally, a comma-shaped structure here. So this is the sigmoid colon. Sigmoid colon. This is the rectum, where the temporary storage of the undigested material, that is fecus. Undigested material, that is fecus, will be stored here for a period of time until it is digested out. And this is anus. Anus is again guided by the sphincter. So here also we say that anal sphincters are present, and these anal sphincters, they may be the external sphincters and the internal sphincters. So if I brief up this particular structure, you should be knowing each and every labeling of this particular digestive system of the human being, which is comprising of the alimentary canal and the glands which are there. So this alimentary canal, it may be draw a structure of an alimentary canal in 5 marks, or it would be the functions being given of the particular glands, and you have to draw it and label those particular structures only. So that way 2 types of question would be asked from this particular topic. So briefing you up that the digestive system, it starts with mouth, and this is the cavity, and this cavity where the food has entered is known as the buccal cavity. This buccal cavity has the salivary glands from where the food enters into the pharynx, a common junction you can say for the mouth, nose, ear, which splits up into 2 regions. The one that is we now need is esophagus, the food pipe, which further enters into the stomach, then to the small intestine, which is connected to the pancreas and the liver. Finally, the small intestine divided into duodenum, jejunum, ileum, and the contents moving from this large intestine in a sequence, ascending, transverse, descending, then to the sigmoid, and to the rectum, and finally to the anus, where they are guided by the sphincters, external and internal. So in our next session, we will describe about that how these glands are actually helping. These glands, they are the glands which are present inside this particular structure are aiding or helping in the digestion process. Thank you.